this De-Stress from Your Desk series. I'm your host, Stephanie D'Angelo. And so many times we get stressed or overwhelmed and we start to do like a very shallow breath. So what I'd like to share with you today is something that you could do anytime throughout your day, anytime you feel a little stressed. I walk through my kitchen and I do this. First, noticing the breath. So sitting up nice and tall and giving this opportunity for the diaphragm to move up and down. But when we get stressed, the diaphragm can get locked and it really doesn't go anywhere. And then we end up doing this short chest breathing, and you might notice it as a choppy breath or a breath where you have to kind of get more breath. You might cough, yawn. It might just feel uncomfortable or heaviness in the chest, or you could barely sense that you're breathing. So there's a whole range of qualities of breath. So when we're doing this short breathing, we end up using these accessory breathing muscles to help us breathe. They were not intended for that. The diaphragm is the primary mover of the breath. And so when we're stressed on a regular basis, when it's kind of stress stuck in the on position, we end up feeling a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulders and the upper back. So we can do ourselves a favor and give ourselves a little bit of a break. We'll sit here and notice, and then we'll release the diaphragm and see if we can find a difference. So sitting up nice and tall, feeling the weight of the body, sitting in the chair. Can you feel how gravity draws you down? Feel the bottoms of the feet on the floor. And when we turn our attention to that, it helps interrupt that continual thinking and worrying and planning and anxiety and spacing out and fantasizing and even, good things of that default mode network. And it brings us into another network, an attention network for the body. So feeling the feet, the bottoms of the feet, and if you can't, stomp your foot, lift your feet up, drop your toes down, rock the feet. Find some way to feel the feet. And it isn't that the feet are so important, but sensing the body is a skill that will help bring us out of that constant thinking, busy mind. So let us do that and marry this with the breath. If we could notice, take our hand on our chest, the other hand on the belly, and just notice what the breath is doing, and not worrying about doing it right or getting anything right. We're just observing. This is like your body is a learning lab, gathering information. And can we notice, is the hand on the chest moving more, or the hand on the belly moving more? Is the breath coming in and out of the nose or in and out of the mouth or some combination of those? So to release the diaphragm, which will help the diaphragm, if it's locked, it'll help release the diaphragm and pump more breath into the body. Let's lift the arms and imagine you could even close your eyes that you're like an orangutan. So the hands first moving in this sagittal plane, right? Forward and back, just kind of forward. And making note, if you have a bad shoulder, then you're going to try to adjust for that, or maybe even support the shoulder with the hand, whatever you need to do. This is for you to make choices. Practice making choices. The autonomy of your own body is under your control. And this is not a yoga class where you are, commanded to do something. See how this feels. And if you lift your body If you lift the trunk of your body, you might notice muscles in the back and muscles attached to the hips and the ribs, the psoas, and there are all different muscles that are innervated by the nervous system. So if we like, we could push the feet into the floor a little bit and lift. We're lifting the torso and the hands are sort of relaxed. And then if you like, you can bend the elbows and include this whole shoulder girdle. You notice how now my upper body is moving, but my feet are gently pressed into the floor, almost like they're rooted into the ground. And we're like an orangutan, and you can close your eyes. You could even make that sound, ah, and play around with it a little bit. Those sounds really help the nervous system because it tells the nervous system we're safe, because animals in the wild have to be very quiet and barely breathe. And that's where we get our chest breathing from, that very subtle chest breathing. So now when we're very big and bold and pretending to be like imagining, and if you can actually see that, that activates another part of the brain. Imagining you're an orangutan and exhale, or the sound could be softer. And it's okay to play around and to have fun with it and laugh about it. And to take the hand on the chest and the other hand right on the belly. And notice if there's a shift. And you could do that about 3 more times, 2 or 3 more times, and see and notice how the belly will start to expand over time. So I hope that helps. That's releasing the diaphragm. I am Stephanie D'Angelo, and until next time, be well.